and welcome to Boxing Evolution TV. My name's Monica Harris and I'm joined by Julius Francis tonight. How are you?
I'm good, thank you very much.
Fantastic, you're looking well.
Oh, I'm trying very hard.
So, you've been retired from boxing for a few years now.
Yeah.
But during that time you enjoyed a really successful career in the heavyweight division.
Well, I kind of, it's nice of you to say so, I had a successful career, but yeah, I enjoyed it.
Well, you were a professional in that field.
Yeah, and I achieved what I achieved. I was, you know, I had my accolades and I had my being up in the limelight, and which was great. But at the same time, you know, there was always something I was looking maybe a little bit higher, but, you know.
I mean, I don't think people realise, until they actually take up boxing or whatever, I don't think people realise how hard it is and the determination and all of that sort of thing that you need to focus. Well,
I've always said it's focus, discipline and control, right? And then again, we have the 3 Ds, dedication, discipline, desire.
Yeah.
And those are the 3 things that if you want something, those are the 3 things that you have to have and strive for and work towards and have all the time with you. You know, so
let's talk a little bit about the discipline that you need for boxing. I mean, you're always hearing in the news about you know, kids getting into trouble. There's a lot of you know, going on about kids in gangs and stuff like that. Do you think it would be a good thing for kids to go into boxing, to give them that little bit of discipline? Do you think that would work?
Yeah, definitely. I've worked in the school system with young people and youngsters, teaching boxing, but it's never been about the physical side of boxing when we've been in the schools. It's been about showing the kids that with the hard work that we do, the training that we do, and the focus that you have to have as a fighter to learn combination punching, learn about the foods that you have to eat, learn about the discipline that you have to have as a fighter to become a champion. Because lots of kids look and say, I'd like to be like that. But they don't understand, they don't realise what is involved. And it is very, very hard, and you have to be 100% focused. You know, and like I say, 3 Ds, dedication, discipline, desire, and they're the things that drive you forward. You know, so
that's really nice that you're putting the time into going around the schools and trying to give the kids, you know, something else maybe to want to do instead of hanging about the streets and stuff like that. How receptive have they been? Very
receptive. Kids that I've worked with personally, I've had one of the kids I first started working with became a professional fighter. So, and I'm not going to put him on the spot. I won't put him on the spot, but. When I found out he was a professional fighter and when I found out what he was doing, by the time he was, I think he was about 3-0 in his career. So it's very early, but it really gave me a little bit of it really gave me a buzz because I seen him from he was a youngster, from he came into our classes and started doing boxing, started enjoying it, and then took it up and then became a professional fighter. So for me, that's a real buzz, and it's a real joy for me to see.
Exactly. I mean, if you can go into the schools and, you know, one kid listens to you, then that's great.
And I think I've always said this, if I work with 100 kids and one of those kids decides to change his life, not necessarily becomes a fighter, but decides to change his life, coming away from gangs, coming away from maybe the bad stuff that he's doing, to me that's because I look at those kids and I say, I was one of them once.
So you were quite naughty?
I had a little bit of a checkered and colourful past. Yeah, I did. So.
But you look so sweet and innocent, Julius. I can't imagine it. Yeah? So, what do you think you would have done if you hadn't have taken up boxing? Do you think you would have gone down the road of crime, or?
I was involved in crime, and boxing for me and my amateur boxer, God rest his soul, Pat Dempster, he made me see, and he gave me the opportunity when I did get in trouble, when I got in quite bad trouble, that he was able to, he came and stood beside me and said, this kid is a good kid, you know, and in some ways I took that with me, and, you know, he was never able to see me really achieve my full potential, but, you know, it's something that hasn't left me.
Yeah.
You know, so I take those lessons that he gave me and try and pass them on.
It's quite a similar story, I guess, to Cus D'Amato and Mike Tyson. You know, because he took him and straightened him out and
gave
definitely him the lessons in boxing that he needed.
It's kind of a little bit funny as far as most fighters are concerned, because most fighters have a little bit of a bad past and they want to come away from that. So boxing is something that teaches them discipline. And as I said, this is very much a big part of boxing, because it's not just about being strong and tough and hard and whatever. You have to have, it's about learning stuff and taking in stuff and being disciplined, which we will keep going back to. It is about that.
Yeah. Do you have a website or anything where anybody can check out what the work that you're doing or anything?
Not really. Well, I just kind of hope. I don't have a website or anything like that, but I should have, I know. But I just hope that if people see some of the stuff and hear me talking and maybe check out some of my things that I've done in my life, then maybe they can follow in those footsteps and try and follow in those footsteps and say, right, if he can do it, I can do it. Yeah. And I would like to say, when I do see the kids and talk to the kids that I work with, some of them say to me, I want what you've got. I want to be better than you. And I say, you know what? That's exactly what I want to hear.
Yeah, that's the attitude that you need to have.
That's what I want to hear, because that gives me the boost.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
So, yeah.
Well, listen, it's been an absolute pleasure in talking to you. And, you know, I hope all your projects that you're working on go well, and I wish you all the best for the future.
Thank you.
Take care.
Lovely.
You've been watching me, Monica Harris, at Boxing Evolution TV.